Hello everybody, we're live here for day 3 and welcome to you all. My name is Michelle Carter. If you haven't watched day 1 and day 2, then I do recommend that you watch them because we are progressing with the energy tips and the information that we're doing. Hope you can hear me. Yesterday I started off and people couldn't hear me, so I've been messing around with the sound and I'm hoping that it's all okay. Today I was going to do trauma, but I very much like to work in the moment and with the energies and the information that's coming in. And what's coming in is to work with the weather, because at Standing Rock they've had snow, the weather is freezing cold. Yesterday the airports were actually closed, and so that means that the veterans wouldn't have been able to have got there, but I've had information today that the airports are back open again. But of course, between now and the 4th, then, you know, the weather could change again. So I'd like to do some work on the weather and anything else that pops up. But as usual, let's start by settling the energies, filling ourselves with peace and opening our hearts so that we're actually listening to all the information through our heart energy and not our minds. So if you like to take a deep breath in, and let go of everything you don't want, or stress, worries, anxieties, fears. Just breathe it all out, let it all go, sending it direct to source to be purified, and filling our minds with pure peace and stillness. Got some energies releasing and going already, so we'll keep doing this until we feel the peace and stillness. So breathing in, releasing everything we don't want, and filling our minds with pure peace and stillness. Allowing peace and stillness flow through the whole of our minds. Feeling the peace and the stillness in our minds. Still energies releasing, so sending pure peace and stillness to everybody on the call, everybody watching now and in the future, filling and flowing with pure peace and stillness, filling our minds with peace, flowing pure peace and stillness. And as you feel the peace and stillness, allow your hearts to open and feel the pure love filling and flowing through your hearts. Flowing pure love through your heart. Feeling hearts open so you can send love out to the world. I'm just going to talk a little bit about why it's important to have the peace and the stillness in our minds. And this is because everything that is negative and that is affecting us in our lives is coming through mind energy. All the fears, the worries, the anxiety, panic, all of that comes in through our minds, and then it gets converted into a feeling. And when we have peace and stillness in our minds, then we're cutting down on all the negative thoughts, feelings, beliefs that are going to affect us in a negative way. And when we have our hearts open, then we are open to having all the good flow through us. We can feel the love, the peace, the compassion, the sharing from other people, and that puts us in a much better energy and makes it much easier for us to feel and be on the right path and do good and flow good out to the world than when we're just feeling the panic, the fear, the upset that's going on. So let's just do a little bit more filling with peace, so filling our minds with pure peace and feeling the stillness. Feeling peace and stillness. So that's actually feeling much calmer now. And filling our hearts with pure love and flowing pure love out to everybody, the whole world, and sending pure love to everyone at Standing Rock. And filling our souls with pure light and truth. Filling and flowing our souls with pure light and truth. and feeling the connection, the guidance from our souls and from the angels and guides, feeling and knowing the truth, because truth is a feeling. So when something feels right, we get a feeling that it feels right. When something feels wrong, we'll get that kick in the stomach feeling that's very much telling us that it's not right, it's wrong. So, you know, truth, guidance, everything comes through our feelings. And when we're not sure and it's all iffy and we can't make our mind up, that means that we are literally in our minds. We can't make our mind up because it's all in our minds, and that's when we need to flow the peace and the stillness to our minds so we can feel what the answer is. Hi Rasa, nice to see you there. So as I was saying at the very start, Standing Rock has got snow and very, very cold weather, and so many people have put so much effort into the organisation of the veterans going to visit Standing Rock that it would be a real shame and disappointment for everybody if the airports were closed and they couldn't make it. So there is a link on my profile page for an audio that I did to release severe weather, which will work on any weather. We've had a lot of hurricanes, earthquakes, typhoons, tsunamis. So whatever severe weather is going on, you can use this audio and it will release the energies that are causing and creating the severe weather. And in this case, like the snow and the cold, we can play to do that. So I recommend everybody does that. But if we can now send pure love and light and float Standing Rock and all the snow and the cold weather, that would be really helpful, because when you're in your warm home, you can't imagine camping outside in freezing cold weather. It must be really hard. So let's all do some floating. So just imagine there's big helium balloons all around Standing Rock, and we're just going to float it, and the weather, the snow, the ice, all the cold. So floating it now, floating. 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 And asking all the pure and divine energies through the whole universe to send sun to Standing Rock, to melt all the snow and give them warmer weather. So sending lots of sun and filling with warm weather. And the other thing that's really important is for us to be in a high vibration, feeling happy, excited, joyous, celebration, in love. You know, when we're in love, that's a very high vibration. And when you feel in love, you feel like you could float on clouds, walk on water. It's just an amazing feeling. So if we can all connect to a really amazing high vibration feeling now, and that's going to raise our vibration, and we can send that out to Standing Rock and the world as well. So if you can feel what it feels like to feel in love, if you can remember a time when you really felt in love, that happy and joyous, that you just, you know, felt like you were just floating around, or when you were really happy at a wedding, or a baby was born, or a party, sometime when you felt really happy and excited and you were celebrating. So if you'll go into that really happy, excited, floating on a cloud feeling now, and send lots of floating to us, so floating us and feeling all the excitement and the joy, so filling us with pure light, pure love, pure joy, and floating us now, so floating into joy and happiness and excitement. Hi C John, I hope I said that right. So yes, feeling as much joy and excitement as you can, flowing it through the whole of our bodies. So the whole of our body is healing with this joy and excitement, and then sending out to everybody listening in the whole world and Standing Rock now. So filling with joy and excitement and sending it out. And then feeling the joy and excitement of all the veterans arriving at Standing Rock. Everybody arrives safely, all the travel has been safe, and there's a massive celebration and excitement there at Standing Rock for everybody arriving safely, and then feeling, you know, the support and the love, and feeling protected. So let's feel and send that out to Standing Rock now. Love, excitement, support, protection, feeling safe. and asking all pure and divine energies to release and disconnect all energies that are stopping the safe arrival of these people at Standing Rock. And filling and flowing with pure love and light and truth. And feeling the weather, all weather, the weather at Standing Rock where it's really, really cold. Places that are suffering from droughts. There's lots of places in the world that are suffering from droughts. So, and say we've had other severe weather. So wherever there's severe weather, filling the severe weather with pure love and light and floating it into higher, happier, more balanced vibrations. So floating all weather now, floating, floating. Floating. And let's also work on the feelings of disappointment and things not quite going right. Sometimes we can be really excited and then something happens and it kind of throws us off balance and we lose our excitement, and then we need to get back into feeling excited again, because the more we're in a happy and excited feeling, then the easier life flows for us. And it's when we're in the problems and the worry and the struggle that life becomes harder. So filling with excitement and dissolving and releasing all the upset and all the disappointment and everywhere where our energy just drops. So releasing all of that now, direct to source. So releasing all upset and worry and disconnecting from all upset and worry and feeling disappointed. And filling and flowing with pure light and pure joy and feeling excited. Starts feeling a bit lighter and brighter. So I think we can go on and we can do some work on the trauma as well. Trauma it's a low energy and vibration, and when we're in low energies and vibrations, then by the law of attraction we attract the energies that are stored in us, and we're attracting the energies that are around us. So whenever we are surrounded by a particular energy, then whether we want it or not, that energy is affecting us. And whatever we have stored in us from our childhood or past lives, then we're also attracting those energies to us. So any of these low energies that we don't want, such as trauma, upset, grief, sadness, we need to release and get rid of those so that we can be free to be happy and feel all happy and joyous and high energies. So let's we'll start with filling and floating, then we'll do releasing and disconnecting. So filling and floating all energies of trauma in us now. Filling and floating. Filling and floating all trauma. And again, you can see when my head shakes, that means that energies are releasing. So there's trauma energies releasing. And that's even before I started to do the releasing work. So releasing all energies of trauma in us now. And there's more energies releasing there. And disconnecting us from all energies of trauma now. And trauma can be stored in places. So if we take where there was all the war and the massacre that went on the Nazi camps, there'll be a lot of trauma stored there, where all the torture and the gas chambers were. And there's also a lot of trauma stored with the Native Americans, with all the abuse that went on there. So we can float and release and disconnect from all of the trauma that is stored on the reservations and with the Native American people. So filling, flowing and expanding all trauma in Native Americans and on the reservations. Filling, flowing, expanding and floating. Releasing all this trauma. Releasing trauma from the Native Americans and the reservations, everybody at Standing Rock. Trauma for being attacked, being injured, not feeling supported, and all the past abuse that has gone on as well. And disconnecting from all of this trauma. So when there's a lot of trauma in one place with a lot of people, then you kind of like have this grid or matrix of trauma. So disconnecting everybody from this grid of trauma to do with Standing Rock. And even people watching the live feeds can kind of be connected to this this trauma from watching it. So, you know, and then the trauma grows and grows and grows, and more people who become connected to it. So disconnecting everybody from the grid of trauma, connecting to Standing Rock and the Native Americans and everything that's going on. Disconnecting everybody from the trauma of the pollution and the pipelines. There are other pipelines that are going on, are having issues. They're disconnecting from everybody from the trauma going on from the pipelines being put in. People who've had their land destroyed, not just the native Indians, but other people who've had their land destroyed. And people who've had their land and their towns polluted. I mean, John Bollenbo, he's done a video, and he's going to do a documentary on this, on how much oil pollution there actually has been, and the fact that it's been covered up. The oil companies are covering it up, and I watched his video, and I was totally shocked to see that the oil had spilled, and there was like fields or land that was full of thick black oil, and they put this kind of like netting on top of it, and then they put turf on top of the netting, and just let like the grass and the turf grow on top of the netting. So it looked like there was no oil and no pollution there, but if you dug deep under, then the oil was still there, and obviously that oil is constantly seeping into the ground and into the water supplies, and the people in that town were becoming really ill from all of this water pollution. So everywhere where people are traumatized by the after effects and the pollution of these oil spills, so releasing all of that, sending direct to source. And also the trauma of the hopelessness and the helplessness. You know, when we find out all the things that are going wrong in the world, then it can be easy to just feel hopeless. It's just me. What can I do? So releasing and disconnecting from all these feelings of it's just me, I can't do anything. Sending all of that direct to source. And filling and flowing with pure love and light and truth, and sending lots of pure love, light, truth and justice out to the world. So filling and flowing everybody on the call watching now with pure love and light, feeling those energies flow through the whole of your being. Feeling your energy getting lighter and brighter. Feeling your energy floating up. Feeling happier and freer about life. Feeling your inner soul and your free spirit inside. Feeling all of that energy and that connection. And floating our energy, floating, floating, floating. So again, the more we work on ourselves and our own energy, then the more we can flow out to other people. So working on our own energy is really important, and quite often we can have the beliefs and the programming that it's selfish to work on ourselves and we should be looking after everybody else. And I think mothers in particular, we're kind of programmed that we should always be looking after our children, looking after other people, and we don't necessarily take enough time out to look after ourselves. But in actual fact, the more we look after ourselves, the more we do work on our own energy, then the more we have to give and flow to others. If we're feeling tired and drained and depleted, then it's hard to send love and light out to other people. When we're feeling really happy and we're in a high vibration, then the flowing out to other people just happens so much easier. So let's really fill ourselves with feeling full with pure and divine energies and feeling happy and full of giving and caring and sharing. So filling now. Filling and flowing. Expanding our mind, heart and soul. And sending these energies out to the whole world. Sending lots of healing and good intentions to Standing Rock and all the people there. Giving them a boost of energy in the freezing cold weather. So you can feel that they are being divinely supported by, the whole world is supporting them in the great work that they're doing to standing up for pure clean water and freedom of speech. So if anybody has any comments, then do post your comments, and it's really nice to share this information with you. And the message that I really want to get across is that we're not all single, hopeless individuals in our different houses in different countries around the world. We are actually, connected through energy, and the more we know how to use our energy, then the more good we can do in the world. So as I was saying yesterday, when we're reading an article, a comment, watching a news clip, a live feed, whatever, we have this choice of just reading and watching it, in which case we are being passive and we are absorbing the energy from the article and the video and clip. Or we can be proactive and we can channel energies. So we can channel energies into whatever it is that we're seeing and reading and hearing, and then we're sending pure love and light out to it, and we're actually changing the vibration. And Dr. Emoto and his work with water and water crystals, he proved this by photographing water that have been exposed to different emotions and vibrations, love and hate and different types of music, and it showed that energy that is in a high vibration had a really beautiful crystal, and the energy that was in a low vibration had broken and disformed crystals. And this is another reason why it's so important that we have pure clean water, because whatever pollutants are going into that water, it is literally changing the structure of the water. So what we're drinking is a different energy and vibration to when it's pure and clean. So we can send energy out to water, and our bodies are full of so much water, so we need to purify all the water in our bodies as well. And I have actually done a short video for that's on YouTube that you can see, just purifying all water in the world, because it's really important that all the water that we have, that we're going to drink in the future, and all the water that's already inside our bodies, is as pure as possible. And we can just saying purify will have a purifying effect. And obviously, depending on the amount of pollution, you need to do it more and more times. So and how well you can channel energies as well. If you're channeling energies really well, then you don't need to do it as many times even as someone who can't channel the energies as well. But if something is really polluted, then it's going to need a lot of energy work to cleanse it and purify it. So let's purify all the water in our bodies now. So purifying all the water in our bodies. As you can see, his head shaking. So that means that the water content inside our cells and our bodies isn't pure. It has a lot of pollutants and toxins in it. So purifying all the water in our bodies. And purifying all the water in all the rivers and reservoirs where we drink our water from, purifying all that water. And asking pure love and light to send pure love and light and purification to all of our water, and to protect all of our water, and to protect all the people who are standing up to protect the water, so that we have pure, clean drinking water now and in the future, and that it's just a natural right that we all have pure, clean drinking water to drink. So there's been a little bit of head shaking on the call, so that means the energies are releasing. So let's just clear all energies to source. Float clear all energies, releasing direct to source. And filling, flowing and expanding us with pure love, pure light, pure peace, pure joy, pure truth, pure wisdom. Sending lots of pure justice out to the world. Filling and flowing us with pure abundance. There is plenty in the world, so filling us and the world with pure abundance. Floating us into the vibration of pure heaven. That one always feels really beautiful to me. Pure heaven is such a high, beautiful vibration, floating into pure heaven. And filling and flowing us with pure twin flame love. And flowing that out to the whole world. So that's very powerful energy, pure twin flame love, so sending pure love, light, truth and twin flame love out to the world. Everywhere that needs justice being done, sending pure love, light, truth, justice and twin flame love. And floating us, floating, floating. So I hope you've enjoyed today's energy tips even. I can feel the energies when I start tripping over my words. That means that the energy is really high, and my brain's kind of finding it hard to work, because I've gone into my heart and my soul energy, and I'm feeling, and it's like the brain is being cut off, and because when we're in pure energies, it's a feeling, and when we're in our mind, it's more of a human vibration, and that, like I say, that's where the lower vibrations are coming in through our minds. So it's good that when we're in high vibrations, we are cut off from the mind energy and more in our feelings, our heart and soul energy. So yeah, thanks for watching and listening today. If you haven't seen the days 1 and days 2, then do watch those, because we did different things. We did peace and stillness on day 1 and how to float, and then on day 2 yesterday we did fear. And obviously fear is really important, that we're not connected to fear. Fear is very destructive, so do watch those. If you have any comments, then do leave your comments on the page, and I look forward to chatting to you again tomorrow. So bye.